StockX says reselling ain't dead and they're still out here getting the bread, but I heard what they said and I believe that's cap. And you can hear in the way that I rap that StockX knows that the sneaker market is taking a very long nap, an eternal slumber, something similar to death? StockX saying the sneaker resale market isn't dead is the equivalent of McDonald's saying fast food is very healthy, bro. You gotta be very careful of who you trust to give you information. Obviously, they have some type of financial incentive in the health of sneaker reselling. They're never gonna come out and say that's dead because if McDonald's comes out and says their food is unhealthy, their food won't sell and the sneakers won't sell. StockX does the same thing. Makes logical sense, buddy. Their statement that the sneaker market is simply just changing is a really nice cover up. I mean, they were quoted on Instagram saying the market isn't dead, things just look different. And I'll admit, when things are dying, they start to look a lot different. You know, when the body of the corpse decays, it changes a lot over time, but it's still dead. You see, the common theme in StockX's argument is the fact that sneaker volume sales are up, therefore the sneaker market can't be dead, but profits aren't there and a lot of people aren't paying resale. It's a very odd conundrum. Simply put, different does not mean successful. So what is so different about the sneaker resale market? Other brands are starting to take over. So what? Asics and New Balances are taking over the market right now, bro. Their sales have gone up drastically and they're really starting to make a wave in sneaker culture. But the sale of these sneakers is a direct response to resale itself, bro. Asics and New Balances are only popular right now because resale has killed off the sneaker game entirely. Do you see a general theme in the sneakers that are popping off right now in the new gen? Asics, New Balances, Hoka's, On Clouds. They're comfortable performance sneakers with a little bit of a fashion appeal, bro. They're accessible all the time, and this is the exact opposite of what exists in the sneaker resale market. Just because these sneakers are selling more often does not mean resale is not dead, bro. These sneakers are probably selling on StockX for $20 more than what they originally sold for retail. The sneaker reseller cannot eat off of Asics and New Balances. This shift to other brands is not saving sneaker resale. Nike and Jordan are still the big players in the game. StockX is very firm on this belief, bro. They believe all the attention is shifting away from Nike and Jordan and it's going towards Asics and Adidas. But these brands have failed to eclipse the influence of Nike and Jordan. Look at their models, bro. The Adidas Samba and the New Balance 9060 are carrying those brands right now, but they aren't selling for thousands of dollars. But you look at a lot of old Jordans, those are the ones selling for a high value. Those are the ones who have the weight in the sneaker resale market. Do you understand how many Adidas Sambas have to be sold on the resale market to compete with the average sale of like a Black Cat 4 on the resale market? It's absolutely incomparable. And just because these sneakers are having a higher volume in sales, it doesn't take away from the fact that Nike still has the bangers, bro. The bangers they had in the past and the new releases they keep dropping. They may not be too innovative, but people are familiar with the brand. The hype didn't go anywhere. It's just that people don't care for it as much. It doesn't have that monetary value that it did 5-6 years ago. And you know who you can thank for this shift? The new generation. The Gen Z, Gen Alpha baby boys have really stepped up. They're very demure and elegant and classy, and they realize that spending that much on sneakers is just trashy. The Gen Alpha baby boys are fighting back for their claim to fame. Look, the reason why Adidas Sambas and New Balances and Asics are popping off right now is simply because they look cool. The new generation does not care how much you spent on sneakers. They only care how it looks in the fit because they just want a PTSO and have the drip and the OOTDs and the garbage can picture fits. We know. You guys need to stay away from all those dang old construction sites. They're not a museum. It's not a photo shoot out there, but still, they only care about what looks good in the moment. And StockX, you know, this shift in brands was a direct response to sneaker resale. These guys realized, like, look, I don't need to pay $500 for Jordan 4s when I can get a pair of Asics gels from the store for like $200, all white, better than Airforces. They're clean, they're different. People are gonna see me as somebody who's pushing the envelope. Yes, I'll admit the sneaker resale market and sneaker culture is diversifying in a lot of ways, but this does not mean that the market is profitable. And StockX has said that one silhouette cannot carry an entire brand, and that is true. In terms of resale, let's be honest, one single sneaker cannot save an entire brand. That one sneaker may be profitable, but the resellers can't eat off of one popular sneaker from one brand, and companies don't really eat off of resale anyway. It's just average Joes. So that whole concept is rather confusing of itself, but I do get their whole point. They're claiming that Nike relied too heavily on Dunks and Jordan relied too heavily on Jordan 1s, which is true. Those are very oversaturated sneakers. People got tired of the Panda Dunks. People got tired of Jordan 1s, the mids, the highs, the lows. People got tired of seeing those, but nonetheless, those sneakers are still desirable. They just don't have as much resale weight because people realize they have a lot of options options and there's different ways to get certain sneakers. And StockX believes the failure to innovate is what's killing off the resale market. And StockX believes the failure to innovate is what's causing people to shift to other brands, which is true, but that's not what's killing resale right now. Innovation is a problem for the people that make the sneakers, but not necessarily for the people that sell the sneakers, all right? Travis Scott sneakers are the same way they've always been. They just reverse the swoosh, but they constantly sell out. You want to know why? Because that hype means something to people, guys. That has some type of monetary value, right? Resellers know who they can sell those sneakers to and they get paid from it. But the problem with the resale market is not its failure to innovate, but it's the limited access of sneakers, and people are getting fed up with the exorbitant prices. One sneaker can carry a brand if it's affordable and accessible, but it will not carry somebody in the resale market. This is just facts. Now, is StockX right in saying that one sneaker can't drive a brand forward? It's paradoxically true and false at the same time. I understand that. What I understand from this statement is the fact that companies need to push the envelope forward and innovate because their success influences the success of resellers. But resellers don't need companies to come out with new models constantly. It's actually the worst thing for them to do sometimes in terms of resale, bro. If they release older sneakers, it drives the price down. Honestly, resellers just like old models that haven't been released in a while. Innovation can be a competition with them sometimes. The real elephant in the room that StockX doesn't want to look at is the fact that the problems with resale never went away, and that's why resale is not popping off right now. People walked away from the resale game for a lot of reasons, and resellers need to hold themselves accountable, including you, StockX. Scalping and backdooring is still a major problem, bro. People buy up all the sneakers with bots, resell them back to you for 5 times the price, and you're forced just to do something about it or buy something else. And people have picked the latter option of buying something else. Hype sneakers are still expensive, and that's just is what it is. You know what I mean? If something's highly coveted, it's going to go for a higher price. Okay, cool. But we have to really redefine what hype is and stop letting the resellers define what hype is. The consumer has a say in the equation as well. When you combine hype and diversity and you try to achieve both of those characteristics, you're going to be paying an arm and a leg because it costs a lot to have a diverse collection these days, bro. Unless you go with the other brands. Oh my God, have you really seen the light bulb? The only reason why people are gravitating towards these brands is because resale is a problem. And StockX, you know this, bro. You're a part of the problem, though. You are part of the reason why hype is really controlling the resale market to this day. I mean, yes, you are a medium, but the consumers are also held responsible as well. There has to be some type of control mechanism for people and their desires sometimes. I know consumerism will always be a thing, but at the end of the day, StockX, and yes, I too, the consumer, are a very big problem right now. And we're a part of the reason why reselling just isn't working right now. But reselling can never truly die. I mean, it can die a little bit, but it'll never be dead. You catch my drift? Reselling is essential to any type of sneaker community. Why? Because the sneaker community depends on the relationships that are formed from sneaker reselling, bro. Those connections, those moments, those memories, the sneaker conventions, they all pivot on the fact that people want to buy and trade sneakers. The thing is that reselling has become a lot more faceless and people don't really have those in-person connections anymore. Once we can reestablish that and bring people into the same room, we can really pop off reselling again and make sneakers more accessible. Stop making them so expensive and just learn to love each other, guys. Next time you see somebody wearing a cool pair of sneakers, walk up to them, give them a big hug, and tell them to go subscribe to FitsByFree.